So what is environment? Environment is the things which are around us, like air, water, sunlight, plants, animals. All living beings or all non-living beings are our environment. Our environment is made up of these two components, biotic and abiotic things. Biotic things are living things, abiotic are non-living things. Living things like plants, animals, bacteria, fungus, protozoa. And non-living things are water, soil, air, minerals, light. And we will discuss these air, water, sunlight in a brief manner. Next, what we did is ecosystem. What is ecosystem? When we interact with these abiotic components, like plants interact with air, water, light, sunlight, air, this forms an ecosystem. ये ecosystem form करता है. Then we did atmosphere is related with air, biosphere is related with living beings, hydrosphere is related with water, and lithosphere is related with land. Then we did the definitions of biotic components. Hope you did this. And next is difference between ecosystem and environment. What is environment? The surroundings or the things which are around us is called our environment. And what is ecosystem? When we interact with these biotic and abiotic things, that is called our ecosystem. Okay. Then we did a food chain. What is food chain? A sequence of eating habits of an animal, that is called food chain. And what is food web? When animal can eat animal, that is called a food web. In this we did what is food chain, the sequence of transfer of matter and energy in the form of food from organism to organism. One organism से next organism में energy का transfer होना, that is called a food chain. And what is food web? When animal can eat animal, means interconnection of food chain, that is called a food web. Then we did ecological pyramid. What is ecological pyramid? When the decomposers decompose the dead organic matter into the soil, producers take that nutrients from the microorganisms, produce their food, and then primary consumers eat that. Primary producers like grasshoppers eat the grass. Then secondary consumers eat that grasshoppers, like birds eat the grasshopper. Then third level consumer, like snake eats the bird. So third level consumer is snake and the bird is a secondary consumer. And when snake is eaten by eagle, eagle is a apex or a predator, and third level is snake. And the grasses takes the sunlight energy, and then this energy is transferred to one to another, and these all lose their heat energy in the form of heat. Then we did air. What is the importance of air? No living being can live without air. We all know without air we cannot live. Then what is the percentage of oxygen? Oxygen is 21% in the air, nitrogen is 78%, and carbon dioxide 0.03%. You have to learn this. Then the layers of air. We did this. These all layers are the protective layer of our Earth. There are 5 layers of air. First is troposphere, which contains the buildings, mountains, and climate changes takes place in troposphere layer. Second one is stratosphere layer. Stratosphere layer contains the ozone layer, which protect our Earth from the ultraviolet rays of the sun, and all the jet planes fly in stratosphere layer. Then mesosphere layer. Mesosphere layer is the coldest layer and it contains the meteors. And then we did thermosphere layer. Thermosphere layer is the hottest layer and it contains the space shuttles. Then exosphere layer is the topmost layer, which contains the satellites. Then we did the uses of oxygen. Oxygen is represented by O2, and we use oxygen for breathing, burning, artificial respiration. Astronauts and sea divers, astronauts, mountaineers, sea divers use the oxygen cylinder for breathing. Aquatic plants and animals need oxygen. Then liquid oxygen is needed by the rockets. Then carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is used by fire extinguishers to stop the fire. And carbon dioxide is used in refrigerator to freeze something. Then aerated drinks में use की जाती है carbon dioxide. Plants use carbon dioxide to prepare their food. Then we read uses of nitrogen. It is needed by plants for making amino acid. Nitrogen use की जाती है amino acid के लिए. Next our topic is water. This is the most important topic. Okay, listen it very carefully. So यहाँ से करेंगे बेटा आज हम, यहाँ से है आपका टॉपिक स्टार्ट आज का. ओके, what is the importance of water in our life? Water is necessary for our bathing, for drinking, for plants also, for animals also, for cleaning purpose also. So water is also the most important factor for human beings, animals and plants. Then 71% of अर्थ इज कवर्ड विद वाटर. हमारी जो अर्थ है वो 75% अर्थ से कवर्ड है. 71, ये देखिए बेटा. जैसा कि हमने प्रीवियस क्लास में किया था कि हमारी जो अर्थ है उस पे 1 एरिया ही लैंड है, अदरवाइज ऑल इज कवर्ड विद वाटर. सो दिस 3 पोर्शन इज कवर्ड विद वाटर. ओके, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इस चैप्टर में जो बेटा मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट है वाटर में, वो वाटर साइकिल है. यू हैव टू नो दिस. व्हाट इज अ वाटर साइकिल? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द सरफेस वाटर इज गेट्स हीटेड बाय द रेज ऑफ सनलाइट. सबसे पहले जो सनलाइट की रेज अर्थ पर पड़ती हैं सरफेस ऑफ वाटर पर, वो क्या करती हैं वाटर वेपर्स को, वाटर को वाटर वेपर्स की फॉर्म में बना देती है. जैसे आप कपड़ों को, क्लोथ्स को, वेट क्लोथ्स को आप ड्राई होने के लिए डालते हैं, तो वो वाटर बेसिकली जाता कहाँ है? इट विल गो इनटू द एयर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वाटर वेपर्स. सो जब ये वाटर स्मॉल वेपर्स के फॉर्म में एयर में जाएगा, दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड इवेपोरेशन. ओके, क्लियर है? जब वाटर वेपर्स की फॉर्म में वाटर उड़ जाता है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वेपर, दैट इज प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड इवेपोरेशन. ओके, देन these water vapors goes into the higher atmosphere. Okay, these condense in the cloud. Condense means होता है collect होना. Okay, when these water vapors collect into the clouds, this process is called condensation. When these clouds becomes too heavy, जब ये clouds बहुत heavy हो जाते हैं, so ये किसके फॉर्म में fall down हो जाते हैं? In the form of rain, hail or snow. I will repeat again. There are 3 processes of water cycle. Number 1 is evaporation, 2 is condensation, and 3 is precipitation. First is evaporation, when the surface water gets heated by the heat of sunlight and evaporates in the form of water vapors and mix into the air. That process is called evaporation. When this water vapor reaches to the higher atmosphere or in the cloud and condense means collect hona, condenses into the form of water, that process is called condensation. When these clouds becomes too heavy, cannot carry the load of water, they will fall into the form of rain water, hail or snow. Snow के फॉर्म में ये क्या हो जाते हैं? अर्थ पर गिर जाते हैं. So that whole is called like a water cycle. So here is the definition of water cycle evaporation. Nigel, are you listening? Nigel, are you listening? Listen to me very carefully. First of all, evaporation. When the surface water heated, जब ये surface water heated हो जाता है and convert हो जाता है into form of water vapors and mix into the air, that process is called evaporation. Okay. The second one is condensation. When these water vapors, जब वो हवा से water vapors higher atmosphere में जाते हैं and condense into the form of water and where they cool down, that process is called condensation. Third process is called precipitation. When these clouds don't carry the load of water or when the clouds becomes too heavy, it will fall down in the form of rain, hail and snow, and this process is called precipitation. Clear everyone? Okay. Next is conversion of water. What is conversion of water? There are 3 states of water. Water की 3 states होती हैं, देखिए, solid, gas और liquid. Gases, vapors, जो कि हमने अभी किए थे, water vapors, small vapors. Solid means ice and liquid means water. These are the conversions. You have to learn this. Okay, I will explain you. Then you have to learn this. ये बेटा लर्निंग मटेरियल है, आपको लर्न ही करना पड़ेगा इसको. सो टेक अ लुक ऑन दिस डायग्राम. First of all, when ice convert into the form of water, that process is called melting. जब आइस को हम वाटर के फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट करते हैं, उस प्रोसेस को क्या बोला जाता है? मेल्टिंग. सेकेंड वन इज when water converts into the form of gas, that process is called evaporation or you can say boiling also. ठीक है, जब हमारा लिक्विड गैस के फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट होता है, मतलब वो उड़ जाता है, तो उस प्रोसेस को या तो बॉइलिंग बोलेंगे या फिर इवेपोरेशन. नेक्स्ट वन इज गैस टू आइस. जब ये गैस आइस के फॉर्म में बनेंगे, दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड डिपोजिशन. ओके, व्हेन गैस convert into the solid directly into the form of solid, that is called deposition. Here is the another one. When you freeze the liquid, means water को जब आपको ice की form में बनाना है, solid form में, that process is called freezing. When you freeze the water, that process is called freezing. When you convert the solid into gas, learn this by this way. As for solid, as for sublimation. When you convert the solid into gas, that process is called sublimation, solid to gas. And when these gas particles convert into the liquid, that process is called condensation. So beta, this diagram you have to learn this. Okay, there is no alternate for this diagram, you have to learn this. There are three states of water, solid, liquid and gas. When the solid becomes liquid, that process is called melting. When liquid converts into the form of gas, that process is called evaporation. When the gas converts into solid, that process is called deposition. And when the liquid becomes solid, that process is called freezing. When solid to gas, solid as sublimation. Solid to gas is sublimation. And when the gas converts into liquid, that process is called condensation. Next, our topic is sunlight. What is the importance of sunlight in our life? So it is also the most important part of our life. Plants use sunlight for making their food. We also use plants for eating. So if plants will be die, we also die. So and we cannot see without sunlight. Without light हम देख भी नहीं सकते हैं. So इस सनलाइट में से जो दो मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं फॉर सैनिक स्कूल, दीज आर दोज. स्पीड ऑफ लाइट एंड सनलाइट रीच ऑन अर्थ. सो जो लाइट की स्पीड है बेटा, वो सबसे फास्टेस्ट है हमारे यूनिवर्स में. इससे फास्टेस्ट किसी की स्पीड बनी ही नहीं है स्पीड ऑफ लाइट से. ओके, सो इट्स स्पीड इज 3 लाख किलोमीटर पर सेकेंड. मतलब 1 सेकेंड के अंदर लाइट 3 लाख किलोमीटर पार कर जाती है. 3 लाख डिस्टेंस, 3 lakh kilometer. Okay, and in how much time sunlight reach on earth? It takes 8 minutes 20 seconds to reach on earth. Okay, Yuvraj, I will take your doubt after 5 minutes. Let me explain the topic, please. Then soil. What is the importance of soil? Soil is also most important for human beings, or for plants also, for animals also, for us also. So soil is also the most important part of our life.
पूरा वीडियो देखने के लिए और लेटेस्ट एग्जाम अपडेट्स जानने के लिए डाउनलोड करें कैरियर डिफेंस स्कूल का एंड्रॉयड ऐप.